Hello, my name is Hope. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I have been dying to talk about what I've watched lately. This isn't really like a what I watched in a month video, it's just what I've watched recently. So I'm just gonna pick out some of my favorites and talk about them with you today. I have my Letterboxd open in front of me if you'd like to give it a follow. I watched a ton in October, so this is going all the way back in October. One that sticks out to me is a movie that came out this year. It's called The Ugly Stepsister. I believe it had like a very small theatrical release because I work in a movie theater and we had this for like one showtime really late at night for just a week and I didn't get to see it. But I watched it on Shudder and it is definitely one of my favorite movies of the year. Yeah, I absolutely loved it. The performances, the aesthetic is wonderful. It's just like a perfect dark fairy tale and I love movies like that. So I highly recommend the Ugly Stepsister from this year if you haven't seen it yet. Another movie from this year that I got to see in the theater was Begonia. I actually got to see Begonia at a theater in New York City. My boyfriend and I went to New York City in like around Halloween to go to a film festival that my film was in. I don't really talk about that on my YouTube channel, but I made a short film called Jane and the Brain and it was selected to play at a festival in New York City. Just like walking through Times Square and thinking like, oh my god, my film is playing like down the street. It was just such a cool feeling and I'm so happy we got to go. Anyways, we saw Begonia. I did not know anything really going into it. I thought the trailer was pretty vague. At least I don't think I saw any of like the full trailers. I maybe saw like a teaser. And I think it was better that way because I did not know what I was getting into and it was a fantastic treat of a film. I would say the acting pretty much stole the show. Like Jesse Plemons was, I always knew he was good at being a creep because of Breaking Bad, which is when I was introduced to him. But he's just so good at it and I think this really showcased that for him. Something like odd that I also experienced in New York City was that it was a lot of young people going to see like cool movies who were super loud and talkative and stuff, but as soon as the movie started playing, everyone just was silent. And that was just such a beautiful thing to experience. We also got to see Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein on film at the Paris Theater in New York City as well. And we went to like a matinee. So there was a group of like high school English students going to see it, and it was the same thing that like they were super loud and we were like, oh my god, this is gonna be awful. But they shut up as soon as the movie started and it was beautiful. That I was going to make a whole video on Frankenstein, but I didn't get to. I thought it was beautiful. I think Guillermo del Toro was born to make that movie. I was like silently sobbing in my chair watching that, and it was kind of embarrassing to be sitting next to my boyfriend. I should have seen that alone. It was definitely not perfect. There were a lot of things that I wish were included for a 2025 adaptation by Guillermo del Toro, who I've seen a lot of his work and it was very true to himself, kind of just a culmination of all of the things he does well in films. And I just thought it was gorgeous. I hope it gets nominated for all of the Oscars. I know it won't, but I really hope it gets some recognition. This is another film I got to see in the theater with one of my friends. It's called Die My Love, starring Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson. I have very mixed feelings about this film, and I still don't know if I liked it or not. I think there was more that I liked than I disliked, but just watching Jennifer Lawrence for like 2 hours lose your mind was brilliant. The cinematography in Die My Love was very beautiful. There was a lot that like day for night shots that looked super dreamlike. Okay, I can't find any stills of it, but take my word for it, it looked really good. I think I would still recommend seeing it because of just how indifferent it made me feel. I'm still glad I went to see it. This one is a heavy hitter. I watched Singing in the Rain for the first time, and I'm so upset that was the first time I watched that movie. That was incredible. It doesn't take much to get me to cry watching a film. It's, I don't know, it's kind of embarrassing, honestly. The production design, the talent, like they don't make movies like this anymore. They gotta get back on that. The Technicolor, oh my god, it was so beautiful. Speaking of Technicolor, I saw Wicked for Good. I am a big fan of both of the Wicked films, but my biggest issue with these two films is that they look so dull compared to The Wizard of Oz. And I feel like in the big 2025, you have the chance to make something so larger than life and just gorgeous with the technology that they did not have in the 1930s making The Wizard of Oz. It should be assault to the eyes, like how colorful it is, and it just wasn't. They basically like de-yassified The Wizard of Oz. They did yassify it in some other ways, but in terms of how it looked, that was not aggressive enough for me. But I saw it with my best friend. Once again, sobbed like a baby because we saw the first one together, saw this one together. It was just very overwhelming, and getting to see that with her was just so wonderful. Another movie I saw in the theater, Eternity, which was such a pleasant surprise. This is like probably my biggest surprise of the year. I didn't see any trailers going into this film, and I pretty much only just saw it because I thought the poster was cool, and I loved it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It was a pretty cliche story of having to choose between two different men, but the way that they did it, I don't even want to say what the context was, but it was just so inventive and cutesy and quirky, and it was really great. Okay, I just got a little closer because I need to hold your hand for this one. If you watch anything this year, watch Wake Up Dead Man. Wake Up Dead Man is the 3rd installment in the Knives Out franchise, and I hope that they keep going with those movies forever. This might be the best one. I'm just talking very, like, the emotions are high right now because I just saw it the other day. If I rewatch the first Knives Out, I honestly don't care for Glass Onion, like, at all. If I rewatch the first Knives Out, that may take the spot at number 1, but having Wake Up Dead Man so fresh in my mind, this is the best one. First of all, Josh O'Connor, incredible casting. I love myself a Josh O'Connor. To have Benoit Blanc be kind of like off to the sidelines in this one, like, you come for Benoit Blanc but you stay for Josh O'Connor. Really great characterization, fantastic like religious themes. I thought it was so well done. The parallels to today pretty much hit you right on the head, but like some people need that, you know? And this one by far has like the most like standout cinematography of all of the 3 films. If you have seen this and anything else, please let me know because I would like to see more of it. You know how when you're literally anywhere inside, the sun changes. Like a cloud will go past the sun and it'll be dark for a minute, and then the cloud will clear, and then it will be sunshiny again. They did that in a movie, and I've never seen that done in a movie before, and it was just so beautiful. And there were like thematic moments where it happened, and then there were also like very mundane small moments in the film where it happened, and it just felt so natural and real, and it was wonderful. I can't wait to watch it again. That, like, top 3 best films of the year for me. I watched Zootopia for the first time because I want to see Zootopia 2. I haven't seen Zootopia 2 yet, but the first Zootopia like rocked. I was not expecting much from it. I thought it was so funny, and like they kind of came at cops a little bit, which at first I was like, oh, this is like a pro-cop movie. It's not anti-cop, but it's also not pro-cop. So, but I thought it was great. Can't wait to see the second one. I'm an adult woman and I loved it. If you know any children, I don't know any children, show this to a child if they haven't seen it. Going back to spooky season, I watched this on November 2nd just because I wasn't done with Halloween yet. I watched the 2018 Halloween and I kind of love that movie. We can forget about the 2 that happened after that, but Halloween 2018 is great. It just felt like there were a lot of moments where I was like, yes, like pumping my fist at like things that were happening. The actress, I need to look up her name, who played Laurie Strode's granddaughter, I think she's absolutely like, she stole the show. She needs to be in more things. Why am I not seeing her more? Her name is Andi Matichak. Matichak. We need more of her. There were so many nods to the original without trying to be the original. I'm someone who is usually like a remake hater, but this was more of a reboot. I hate all that stuff, and I get so annoyed by like how many Scream movies there are. I am annoyed by it, but I will still be watching it. Speaking of remakes that I hate, I watched 2019 Black Christmas and the 2006 Black Christmas. Both suck. I don't think I would be as mad at the 2019 one if it wasn't called Black Christmas. They could have just called it something completely different. Had nothing to do with Black Christmas. 2006, I just straight up hated it because they were trying to make sense of why the killer is the way that he is, which completely takes away from the like mystery of it all and how absolutely creepy it was in the original, which is one of my favorite films of all time. I just feel so protective of it. The 2019 one was just bad. The 2006, there were some good aspects to it, like the cinematography, the camera was a lot of movement. One thing that is so unique about the original Black Christmas was the POV shots of the killer like walking around the house, snooping through like the doors and stuff like that. And they definitely kept that going in the 2006 one, but it was just bad. The story was bad. They made it gross and like over sexualized when the original is just so not that. And that's all I have to say about that. I think I'm gonna end this video here because I think it might be really long. So I will see you guys in my next video. I will possibly do like my favorite movies of the year video. Happy holidays. I hope you're warm. I hope you're cozy and nice. I will see you soon.
Thank you very much. I'm Punk AI.